Yo, what's up guys? We're back for round 3 of DLR, and after a decent result in Austria last race, I'm hoping for good results, but here we are with the driver standings, and currently 12 points behind Jesus and 3 points up on Dior, but our only goal is to try and recover what should have been a win last time around, so anyways, onto our first hot lap. I'm just trying to put in a banker for this one, not trying to do anything too crazy, I just want a time on the board, honestly. Um, into turn 1. Decent corner cut. I don't want to get on that curve too much because you can see a little bit of oversteer, but like I said, this lap doesn't matter too much. It's just a waste of softs, honestly. But so far, it's not looking terrible. Obviously, could have sent it harder, but I'm just not trying to crash at this point. Use all the curb on the exit. Go a little bit wide, not on purpose though. But yeah, if you look at the top right, it says purple sector 1. Probably lying to me because the delta is always lying before you set a lap in, or the purple sectors. It's not really true. Like you can set 3 purple sectors and it put you out like the back of the grid. We get that corner pretty wrong, not even touch the curb. And through these corners, some of my least favorite corners to go through if I get it wrong. If I get it right, it's alright, but you know, we do it decently. Uh, Probably didn't lose much time to the top guys there, but obviously could still improve, push it harder, you know? And that's what we're going to try to do next lap. Through these corners, go wide again, and I've missed almost every apex on this track so far. Brake lit. We get that corner cut pretty good, and that corner pretty good. And then the exit, honestly, wasn't that bad. I just turned it a little bit early, but that's our first lap done. And already on to our final lap of the session. We only did 2 laps today because I didn't want to save an extra set of softs. So down into P6 currently behind Jesus and ahead of Thomas. Uh, and we're just full pushing this one. We want to see how far up we can get if we full push. And our last lap was pretty bad, so it's gonna be hopefully pretty easy. Missed Apex there a little bit, and a little bit good there, I'd say. That sometimes didn't make sense, but that's okay. We're half a tenth up. Um, and so far, this lap is not looking that bad, so we're just trying to put it together. We stay in 4th here. Some people go down to 3rd, but I just like getting on throttle earlier. It's more for traction than it's faster or whatever. Already 2 tenths up, you can see from that last corner, so we're doing really well. Missed Apex again a little bit there, but still gaining time because our last one was just terrible. And through Magnet and Beckett's, we go a little bit wide, and I try to push it too hard, and I go really wide on that final exit of Chapo onto the hanger straight, and we lost about a tenth and a half, which was not ideal to say the least. Probably would have been up a position or two. We get that corner pretty perfectly. Use all of the exit,
Nice fight.
10th up. Um, get these 2 corners
Coming around that
decent, maybe a little bit worse
the
than the
long
first
right
time.
hander. Drop
But
it
we come across the line with a 126.4, and that'll put us in P6 behind of Nitro. I mean, behind Jesus and in front of Nitro. So here's qualifying, not bad to say the least. Very far off the top, but we skipped the formation lap, and you can see
You know
it's
somebody's gonna
raining here in Silverstone.
fuck over in the
We get point
first corner.
6 on the start,
Nice.
which isn't that bad.
Nice.
Um, and yeah, our main goal is just try and get
Yep.
past
You know people are gonna
everybody in
send it.
front as fast as possible so that uh
The only
yeah,
person who won't send
we
it is
can get
Jesus,
past them.
I believe.
We need better results. So 5 red lights, it's lights out and away we go. We get a crazy good jump on Jesus, and besides for like the top 4 or 5 in this league, I'm probably one of the best wet weather drivers in the rain. Except you see me go a little bit wide there. I'm just trying to get used to the amount of grip we have and stuff. Probably the same for everybody else. So we see F4 drifting around every corner and kind of going percent on Amy. We already have a decent gap to the
I'm
cars
extremely
behind
sorry.
because I'm getting more traction.
People don't want to drive in
It's
front.
about 5 tenths to Jesus, 6 tenths now. My teammate caught up in a little
You
bit
have
of
wing
drama
damage?
behind, sadly. So I don't think
Oh.
he finished that high up. Uh, we're just going wide every corner. It's hard to get used to the grip, especially when it's raining this heavy. It's raining pretty
Nitro, do you
bad.
have wing damage?
As you see, I'm just sliding everywhere. but 7/10 gap to Jesus behind. On opening lap, that's pretty good. And we're just going to keep on trying to improve that for
It for sure looks
every
like the
lap
rest of
onwards, especially if it
I
keeps
don't
on
know if it's
raining,
the
because
track,
like I said before, I have
but it would.
pretty good pace compared to everybody else. So, or wet weather pace, I'd say. I'm actually not that good
Is
at this
it
track.
undrivable
Um,
or is it
my
still
time
somewhat
trial is
drivable?
really bad around here, honestly. So if you're on my friends list, do not go look at that. But
Stay out and hope
through
for
the
some,
S's or through
good
maggots
weather.
and Beckett's onto the hanger straight, you could see my exit there isn't so good. So he's just going to be gaining on me through there the entire time, or through the entire race, honestly. And still about an 8/10 gap, between 8 and 7, or 7, 8. Oh my gosh! But yeah. If you look at the cars ahead, they've already pulled on us like crazy. So that's why
Your
I
race
said
tomorrow about to
excluding the
start.
top four, because
We'll get
they're
some battling.
just mega quick. The only way I can keep up with them is in the dry, really. And onto lap
It's
three.
definitely
Oh,
straight.
well, onto lap
The track
7.
looks like it's starting to
You
get
can
a
see
bit
I've pulled a 2-second
raining
gap
is
to
definitely
Jesus behind,
twisted.
which is
Yeah, it definitely
really
stopped
nice
raining.
because when it stops raining, which as you can see now,
To
the
me, it
rain has
looked like it
basically
stopped raining.
completely stopped. We're gonna have a good enough gap to hit and not be worried about anything. And behind him, you can see there's just a bunch of gaps, and then behind the two Haas cars, if you look at the track
3 second
map,
time penalty for
there's just a
almost wrecked.
huge train. And instead of coming in now, I'm gonna come in next lap because I just want less moisture on the track. If we go out on track now, the tires will be sliding everywhere, or the dry tires, because it's still not a fully dry track.
Dude, were you doing
Uh,
double mediums?
so coming into the pit lane
And watch the
on
speed limit in pit
lap
lane.
8, I decided to come in this lap because of the cars ahead. I wanted to
Top
just come in
speed's
with
in.
them, not lose too much time, as I'm over slowing for the pit entry, because it's very easy to get a 10-second. As you can see up
Yes, it
there
did.
in
The
P4,
speed
Dior
limit
has
was
a
red.
10-second now. So he's gonna have to pit again to get that removed. And
They're all taking hards.
yeah, everyone in
Yeah, they're not
front
making it today.
taking hards, everybody behind probably taking hards. But for me, I decided to go on to mediums because what I'm thinking is hards can't go to the end from here. There's no way.
Nitro, watch the
But
speed limit.
if I go on to mediums, pit again for mediums, I can hopefully have better pace and start overtaking people. And we already saw from before, I have much better pace than the guys behind
Spawn, did you
Jesus.
just come out of the pit? Stay on
So
hard.
even if Jesus got in front of me, I'd still be able to like carry my own weight and stuff. So we're just on to lap
10.
10,
Let that car
and
jump into
as you can
turn
see
2 down the
here,
straight.
or no, it's not. What am I talking about? Um, we have a 2.5-second gap to Jesus, and on to lap 11, a full lap later, or started lap 12. Jesus is already within DRS. DRS is on by now, and this is really bad for us because our mediums are supposed to be much quicker, and we can see that by the gap behind Jesus of about
Nitro,
seven
you're making
seconds.
something right. You're running a
But
really
I think
strong
I
pace
just
right
don't
now.
have the pace in the rain compared to everybody else, or at least Jesus. He's just full pushing, and my battery is completely worn out basically by trying to keep him behind and out of DRS. And on to lap 13, he's 4/10 behind us,
Nitro's
which
about 2 seconds
even
faster than
worse
him.
than before. We really don't like that. And on this corner of lap 14, a VSC comes out, and
Oh, Amy spawned.
if you
Amy
look at
spawned.
you might be able to hear my engineer say, Amy in front spun, which is why she's in P4 now with a 3 second. I don't know if she had a penalty before, but you can see that gap went from 15 to 6 seconds. But you can see here, I'm charging on my delta a little bit, and
Thomas is also
I'm
in
going
front of
to
Crush.
like go full
Crush.
throttle when it says VSC ending,
Game is still
because
twisted.
if I can get a jump on Jesus, I can gain a couple of tenths, maybe up to a
Check the
second.
seat on this
And as you can
race.
see, it's really working. Already have
Drive through for Biggie
a
B's.
1.1 second
Amy's
gap to
left?
Jesus. And if you look at the pit
Or,
lane,
yeah,
I'm
she
pretty
left.
sure that's Amy who spun trying to enter the pits. So
So, dude, get
bad couple of races for her already, as she DNF'd, and that's me up into P4. And I have the biggest snap of oversteer I've ever seen. And I don't know how I saved that. I kind of moved on from that quickly, honestly, but watching this back,
That
that
man
was
has
just
a
crazy.
3 second
And
penalty.
because
Or
that's
something like
tiny
that.
slide, he's just now 6/10 behind
And a three
us.
second time penalty.
And after
Went wide.
Maggots and Beckett's onto the hair straight, Jesus is already. using his DRS and trying to get through us, but we brake really late, barely leave space on the exit, and we washed out a little bit wide. And he was smart enough to back out of that, so we
So
don't
you
want
took
him to
that
get
battery,
past
man.
us yet. I'm pretty sure he's much better at this track than I am, so it's kind of an ego thing for myself to
Keep
try
playing
and
that
keep him
video.
behind, and hopefully finish in front of him. And I was already pretty happy about the start where I jumped him. On to lap 16, I'm almost full throttle through there now. The
Red
track
bone
is
barriers.
basically completely
Common.
bone dry, and a safety car comes out. And
He has no
I
front
think
wing.
it
No
was
front
because of a
tub.
Red Bull that slammed into the wall or something. Not
I
sure what
don't know, man.
happened.
Part of me thinks the ding
But
is
this
in
is
here,
perfect
but
for our
I
strategy
I
because
don't
at
know.
the end of this lap, we can come into the pits and bolt on another set of fresh mediums, while everybody else who was on hard before was on
He's
a
got
worse
that drive
tire
through. Plus, he
to
got like
it.
a
So
15-second time limit,
now if we
so
box onto mediums, we can
I
make it
can't
to the
bet.
end. Um,
Closer at the 10.
so it's basically
So he's not gonna be
perfect.
down.
I
Be
think
down.
it was Dior with the 10-second penalty. We can't really see because he's in first. I
No,
don't know if he was able to serve it under the
he
safety
cannot.
car here. I think he was. Anyways, new softs, I mean, new mediums, jeez, for me. Um, and if you look at the track map, bottom left, you can see a green Aston Martin coming across the line who decides not to pit.
Ooh, finally got
And
fresh hard.
that is the Aston Martin of Iceman, which you see pops up at the top left as well.
Dior's on 8-lap hard.
And I get in front, but if you still look
I'd expect these
at the
Ferraris
top
to race
left,
easily.
Iceman, it looks like he's in front for a little bit. And I was hoping he would be able to hold the pace, but he ends up having to give
Yeah.
the position back. So really, really sad. But we're on to lap 19, and it's the end of the safety car,
Yep, I thought the same thing.
and a little bit of contact up ahead. Uh, yeah, it looked terrible. Thought he would have had wing damage. Would have been nice if he had
With
wing damage
who?
so I could
With it.
get ahead, easier chance of a podium. But everyone on mediums, people with the 3-second penalty ahead, I have no
Racing
penalty
hair
still.
colors.
And me and Jesus, we just, or everybody behind, I'm pretty sure has penalties, a lot of people. So safety car ending, really bad restart from us, honestly. I'm pretty sure I said it in one of the last videos. I'm not good at
It's not
safety car
about the
restarts.
big
So
money in
his
that
is
ground
already
effect.
on our gearbox. I'm trying to watch out wide a little bit so that he doesn't get our slipstream.
Nitro hit
And
Doug's can pull on him.
yeah, as you
Don't
can
worry about
see,
Iceman. He
through
got
these
this.
first few corners, the cars ahead, they're just so much quicker than us. I don't know why, if it's a setup issue
Iceman and
or
me
anything,
really thrown it in there.
but they're just much quicker than us. Through that first part of the track alone, they're 8 tenths ahead now. And I've only pulled a 4-tenth gap to the car behind. So I have to try and stay with them for at least another
If you need
lap
to
because
Nitro, clip it.
I really need the
Clip it.
DRS with how
He
bad
threw
my
that
battery
again. Grab the
management
clip.
has been compared to Jesus, so he's just been able
You
to
threw that
save
again?
behind me. And on to lap
Hard as a vent.
21, he's very close behind us now, using the DRS, but not using any battery. I really thought he was going to send it there. And yeah, he's just very close to us. He's been very close to us for a while. As Nerfon leaves the session, I don't know if they've had a crash before, but burning all of our battery, or we go down because we don't think he's going to send it. And he doesn't. We stay in the middle of the track, and luckily, he just backs off. He's one of the smarter drivers in the league most of the time, so it's just very good on him
Jesus
to
is not
not
using
do
the
that.
mediums, by the way.
And at the end of this straight again, it's about the same gap. I have about the same amount of
What's up?
battery, which is not good. I was hoping to save some more,
He wants you to
but
burn yours up. If you can hold on,
yeah,
you can use
now
that right now, actually.
I'm just forced to use all my battery. He's going down the inside, and we know how this is gonna go. And yeah, I wash
Ooh,
out
Jesus
wide.
around.
I mean, I hold him to his line
He has
at
a nice shape,
first,
though.
wash out wide so I can
No.
get a better
It looked
entry
like
to the
racing at
corner,
first.
and I try to leave as much space as possible.
I thought
But
it was
he
going to be
just
tight
sort of
right away.
understeers into me. Luckily, no damage
I
for
saw
me
that.
or him, but he just got a pretty bad spin. And anyways, on to the last lap of the race because nothing happened from then. We just gained a huge gap to the Haas cars behind because they were just battling for the final like 4 or 3 laps. And if you look up ahead, we have uh,
Uh-oh.
a chance to get a podium because of his 6-second penalty
Ooh.
by that man. And because of our final corner, I thought I was going to get it, but we really
Yeah, the penalty
bottled
hasn't taken.
there with missing out by a tenth. So we finished P4 after penalties and everything.
Well,
And
well,
yeah, just not ideal. I really bottled that podium, and
you got P2.
it was really needed for the championship. But yeah, anyways, that's all for today's video. If you enjoyed, make sure to like, subscribe, and yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Peace.